Let me ask you a question, guys. Those of you watching this video, let's assume that you know the outcome to any sports game, right? That's what gamblers, they gamble on. But let's say you absolutely knew what the outcome is going to be. How much more confidence you're going to have in that game? You have a lot of confidence, right? So when you know the end game, you have confidence, you have conviction, you don't worry as much. You just go all out, right? Well, I'm going to share with you what I believe and what I do understand and know the end game that's going to take place to America. And there's going to be 3 parts involved. America, Germany, and the Vatican. I'm going to do 3 separate ones and explain each component. Then the final one is going to be how it all interacts together. Fair enough? So the story today, the Blind Spot podcast, the story is Germany is rearming. Germany is rising because right now there's a lot of problems in Germany, just like happened in World War I and II, and how Hitler got into power. Same thing is repeating all over again. And if you know anything about Germany and the history of Germany in the Old Testament, which was Assyria, you know that German or Germany means men of war. They know how to fight wars. And they're arming up again for the next World War III. Now, let's dig into this. I got some things here that are happening right now in Germany. So, China and Iran and Russia and all of this is a distraction for what's really going to take place and what's really going to happen to America. America is being destroyed internally. It's not going to survive it. But the country that's going to finish off America is Germany. I'm not a prophet. I'm not Nostradamus. But I understand what's happening. I know the truth. You may not agree with it. You may think I'm crazy, but that's okay. The number one enemy to America has been Germany since World War I and II. And Germany's goal has always been to destroy America because America stopped them from accomplishing what they wanted to accomplish. Okay? How did this start? In 1944, the war was stopped because Argentina, Germany, and America signed a treaty. And that all of the top lieutenants and scientists and educators in Germany, including Hitler and his military people, were going to Argentina and start over again over there. And then from Argentina, they infiltrated into the United States. You can read that yourself. You can go online and find that out. These are historical facts. So Germany said in 1944 that we can't beat America militarily, so we have to destroy them economically because they knew that the politicians were corrupt and they could easily be bought and they're really dumb. Germany has a high IQ. They know how to infiltrate. They know how to create wars. They know how to finish wars. That's why they were angry and mad at the US. And then I'm going to share with you how Germany ties into the modern day Israel as part of their infiltration in the American economic system, political system, and military system. So Israel, the Middle East, is actually a lineage from Germany. The same ideology, the same mindset, the same attitude, fascist. Look what they're doing to Gaza and the Palestine. It's the same thing Germany did in Europe and against the Jews, right? So just keep that in mind, because Israel is not the friend of America. It is its enemy, and it hates America, but it's using America for its purpose. And our politicians are absolutely demonic, evil, stupid, and weak, and dumb. They really are. They're not smart men at all. They're easily bribed. And the world knows that. Okay, so here's the deal with Germany. If you didn't know this, Germany is the one that started and created NATO. And the reason why they created NATO, in simple terms, is because that was one of the ways they were going to get all these countries together. But this is the way Germany was going to infiltrate America and take America's money to create a military force in Europe. That's the way it is. Now, America is also withdrawing troops from Europe and from Germany. And the European nations were dependent on America to defend them from Russia. That's just the way it is. And what's going to happen is, when I believe America and Israel are probably going to part ways, and then Israel is going to go to Germany for help. Just keep that in mind. Now, what made one thing about Germans, they have a high IQ, and their mentality could go from being normal to military right away. How does that happen? When you mess with Germany's money and economic financial situation, they go all out. So right now, Germany is in a crisis, and that crisis is going to lead to another Hitler, but more vicious. And Germany is one of the beast powers in Revelation and its other scriptures in the Bible. That's one of the beasts. It's a military beast. There's two beasts in the Bible. Now, Germany, there's many articles, but nobody's really talking about it. Germany has been rearming. They've been doing military exercises with other European nations. Why? Because there's going to be 10 nations in Europe that are going to get together because the economy is going to be destroyed. The wealth is being destroyed. America's not going to defend them because they're not going to be able to defend them. So they're going to have no choice but to join together and give Germany power to rule that whole military. So China's not going to destroy America. They're not going to go into war to America. Iran is just the beginning of the end. I believe Israel is the country that's going to hit America with a nuclear weapon and weaken America. And then Germany will invade America and finish it off. Now, the AfD party in Germany is rising. They're ultra-right. They're not afraid of World War III. They says if we have to go to World War III to defend our country and our economic system, we'll do that. Think about that statement. Those are their words, not mine. Because Germans are men of war. And they don't negotiate. They conquer. That's what they do. What else? There's an energy crisis because they're not getting oil from Russia anymore. So they get it from the Middle East. So now Germany has a deal, a mission deal with Israel and Lebanon. There's a reason why this is important. Germany right now is developing nuclear weapons. Germany, I don't know what the latest number is, but about a year ago, Germany had 250 nuclear weapons that belong to the United States. America has put 250 nuclear weapons there to protect Germany and Europe against Russia. You don't think that Germany will try to use that against America or any other nation they want to conquer? They're men of war, and they're not afraid to use the weapons that are available. Just keep that in mind. What else is going on? It always starts with free speech. There's a crackdown in Germany for free speech. When you think about all of these things together, everyone's ignoring it. And the reason why this is going to happen is because God said it's going to happen. But here's the thing is, there's going to be a vacuum of leadership in NATO, World Health Organization, all of these organizations that are international and global, that where countries are involved. Germany's going to be running all that because America's withdrawing from all of it. And America is being weakened. Trump, who survived an assassination, is not grateful for being saved from that assassination. So he went against everything that he said he was going to do. He failed the test. So now Trump, because he's a con artist, is actually managing the decline of America. The pride and the power of America is being destroyed by the Almighty God. He's punishing America. So Germany is rising. And when the economic system gets dire and it starts to really affect them at a mass scale, the European countries, there's going to be 10 countries that are going to get together, and they may disagree on things, but they want to survive the economic disaster, the invasion that's taking place. In scripture, Germany is called the king of the north of Jerusalem. They're going to have a powerful military group like you've never seen before. So while everybody's distracted with all of this, Germany is just building and building and building. And when it's time to attack, they will attack and they will succeed. So that's Germany. So keep this in mind. What's happening in Europe and the Middle East is actually something that happens simultaneously. And all of this happening at the same time is not an accident, it's not a coincidence. This is God making that happen. Because He's angry. He's not only angry at America, especially America. He's angry at humanity for what they do to society and what they do to humanity, what the leaders do. So keep your eye on Germany. I just gave you some outlines of it, but I'm going to go a little bit more into details in the final video. But this is story number 1. There's going to be 3 or 4 parts to this, and I will put it all together. So keep this in mind. Germany will rise again. Will be the leader of the revived, and the rise of the final Babylon system. What does Babylon mean? It means confusion. That's what that means. And it's here. Okay? That's where we're at. And before we go, the Babylon system pertains to 4 parts of it: religion, economic, military, and political. And it's going to be very destructive. And America will be taken out. There's no turning back on America. America is over, guys. Some of you may not want to hear it. That's okay. I know the truth, like I said earlier in the video. When you know the end game and you know the outcome of the game, you have confidence, you have conviction, and you're not afraid because you know what the end is, so you're more prepared than those that don't know the outcome, right? Well, I just gave you an insight on it. I'm not afraid. That's the outcome. That's what's going to happen. I'm not a prophet. I'm not Nostradamus. I understand God's prophecy. I understand what He's doing and what He's going to do. And I'm grateful and I'm unbelievable that I understand and know this. And I'm not trying to say I'm better than anybody. I'm just grateful and I'm blessed that I know it. And I'm not afraid of it. Are you? So finally is this, guys. Do not put your faith, hope, and trust in men, because they will always let you down. Why? Because men does what's right in their own eyes, but the end is always the same. Look at history. It's always misery, death, war, violence, crime, famine, diseases. That's human nature. That's the mind of men. Because of man's reasonings, man's knowledge, which is good and evil, and they're both against the truth of God. And that's what's going on right now. Does that make sense? Do me a favor, guys. Smash the like button. Share your comments in the comment section. Let me know if you agree or disagree, or you think I'm crazy. That's okay. Nothing offends me. I don't get bothered by any of it. And then share the video with others. Talk to you later. Bye.